Hello and welcome to the Helios blog. My name is Helios, here for another reaction video. Today, Andrew Tate on rizzing. Let's get into it.
The reason she's alone is because she's difficult.
Women are not accepting the bare minimum.
Women fuck men they respect.
All the women who say things like, I'm strong, independent, I don't need no man, like, y'all impress me.
Women just gaslight each other and say what they want to hear.
Why, when it comes to cheating, why can't the man have enough balls or be mature enough to bring that to the attention of his partner? Because me, being bisexual, I would much rather my boyfriend or husband to approach me in a situation so I can fucking join in.
Hey, well, yeah, that's a good question.
But which man? Because I am like that.
Yeah.
So, but which man? You're talking about 99% of men with all the hiding and all the pussy ass. I, as a joke last week, because my cousin was so afraid of getting caught doing what he was doing. He was like, oh, well, if she finds out. I, as a joke last week, invited 8 girls who I read the Bible with to the same party at my house with no other people, just to prove a point to him. I lost 2, but I was like, girl, you're all here. I know all of you. This is the situation. And I always try to be like that because I don't want anyone living under any
but transparency, the transparency is important, but there's ways to do transparency, right?
Yeah.
So here's how I would, if I was not a man of God and a virgin, which I am, because I'm a man of God. If I wasn't a man of God, here's how I'd approach it. I'd never go out and bang a chick and come home to my girlfriend and say, hey baby, banged a chick, because I don't think that's necessary.
Yeah,
I don't think that's necessary. She doesn't really want to hear it. It's not
they know.
They don't, I just do what I do. But if she caught me, I'd try and hide it the best of my ability.
See, I don't want to catch anybody because I'm crazy. I'm gonna end up in jail.
No,
so just tell me ahead of time.
No, but if you said, who's this girl? I'd be like, well, I slept with her a couple weeks ago. Is what it is. I wouldn't lie about it, but I definitely wouldn't be coming home saying, hey, I did this, because I don't think that's necessary.
Yeah, so what Andrew is saying is some discretion, right? Some discretion, some respect, some consideration, right? Ultimately, if she finds you high value enough, she'll tolerate it. If she's not willing to tolerate it, she doesn't find you high value enough. Now, ultimately, how you can tell how high value you are to her is by her behavior towards you. Women make rules for betas and they break rules for alphas. So if she sees you as an alpha, then she won't make rules for you. Simple as that.
But if I got caught, I'd be like, yeah, this bitch, whatever.
I don't think she's meaning post though. I think she means pre.
Tell
like,
me
hey, I'm going to
it
Mexico.
happens.
I'm gonna sleep with.
Majority of the people are not okay with that. Majority of the women are not okay with that, and they're probably afraid of losing you.
I would much rather be okay with my man telling me, mentally being prepared and joining in if I want to, than to him just me up and finding out about it and me getting upset about it.
And that's very mature.
But you're different.
Hurting him physically. Like, I don't have time for that.
That's very mature. The reason most men lie is because they're afraid of losing them.
Majority of the women are not okay with it.
But y'all are okay with people cheating on you.
No, women don't want the truth. They don't want full disclosure. And what you're going to find is, basically, they can't handle the truth. So that's why they like liars and scammers and cheaters and all that, because they can't handle the truth, right? Then, truth be told, they don't want to handle the truth. They don't want to know. They just tell you they want to know, and then when you tell them, then they get mad. So it was useless to tell them. All right, shilling time. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, go to my Patreon and subscribe, patreon.com/theheliosblog. Drop me a donation like Hunter M, Adrian R, and Tom M. Just hit more under the video. All the links are there. Go to my Patreon and subscribe. I think I already said that, patreon.com/theheliosblog. Buy my books at bit.ly/heliosbooks. Shilling done. Let's continue.
Makes no sense.
I was just gonna say, simply put, like the reality is 2 things. They're scared of losing a girl, and then the other issue is that most guys are not at the value where a woman will tolerate him stepping out and having sex with other women.
Yeah,
so it's a 2-pronged issue. It's number 1, the guy has a scarcity mindset, right? And he doesn't want to lose a girl. And then number 2, if he were to be honest with the girl and tell her, I want to fuck other bitches, or I want to do it, she'll probably leave because he does not have the necessarily acquired value to be able to exert that, I guess, that rule. Like, yo, I want to smash other chicks.
Yeah. That frame. Indeed. That's how it goes. Now, guys, again, what these guys are describing is NMG, non-monogamous girlfriend. If you're high enough value to the girl, then it's no problem. But it means you have to be a superior man. 666, with, you know, sorry, the 4 6s. 6 feet, 6 inches, 6-pack, 6 figures. All of those are requirements. And it's very, very hard to maintain that level of value. It requires consistent, long-term, strong effort. So,
because a lot of girls, let's be honest, especially in the West, think that they're special. I deserve everything, blah, blah, blah. No offense to the ladies here at the table, but, you know, Western women tend to be a little bit more entitled and they feel that a man should be faithful to them, which you go to other parts of the world, it's not like that. Women kind of understand innately that guys, especially of a higher status, you're going to have to share them. But here in the West, since women make their own money and they're successful and etc., they think, well, I'm the same as a man. You shouldn't be cheating on me. And that's just not the way the world operates.
And also, let's be real here, right? Think about this. Women say they can't handle the truth, but they really can't. Because let's say, for example, right?
Thank you.
Every guy told you what we're going to do. You would say to yourself, what the fuck? Because you may say, okay, 1 or 2 I may handle. Every single time?
It depends, though. It depends on how mature you are and how your communication skills are. Because me, on the other end, I would much rather someone tell me ahead of time.
She says that logically, but in the moment, I'm sure she wouldn't accept it, right? And then what's going to happen is every single time it'll be shame, guilt, an argument, you know, etc. Right? It's much more trouble than it's worth. It's not going to be like a polite okay. It's going to be a polite okay, and then for the next 3 months, she's, you know, like making jabs at you, and at your masculinity.
So I can either, like I said, join or fucking leave.
Okay,
but when it comes to disrespect to someone to the point to where
right?
you can stick your dick in someone without letting them know, and then come back and stick your dick in them. But y'all don't know how many diseases
let's say
out
you're
there?
mature, right? I guarantee you,
crazy.
most women on the panel are not that mature to handle that. Because you might handle it. I tell you, 99% of other women can't handle it.
But let me give you another. Let me give you another frame. Let me give you another frame. And you're right. You're extremely mature, and most women can handle that. But I'll give you another frame. What if the dude fucks? What if the dude? And I know this is going to sound crazy to you girls. What if the dude doesn't even think it's worth telling you to? Because I'm telling you, you underestimate how dudes can fuck girls and not give a shit.
You think we plan it?
You think it's planned?
No, I don't.
Like a dude could just be out and just like
Right.
it's not. This isn't even worth a
Public
conversation. For the same reason you wouldn't give a conversation about dildo or masturbate. It's like, who cares? It's just like, why are we even going to discuss this by text? Like, the bitch, okay, done, all right, who cares? Like, they don't care.
And it's never going to work the way you said, because like you said, for every woman who says that, 49 out of 50 don't mean it.
Exactly.
So when I say,
I'm not saying you don't mean it.
Yeah, I'm not saying you don't mean it. I'll take you at face value and I'll respect what you say because that's the kind of guy I am. But every woman who said that to me, I don't necessarily tell them, but I basically let myself get caught. I'm sitting there texting, she's looking over my shoulder. Well, who's that? You know what it is. None of your business. Yeah? I don't ever say tonight I'm doing this, but you know, the girls will say this at the beginning of a relationship, and I leave myself open to getting caught. I'll leave hairbrushes and shit in my room. I'll look at it and I'll think, well, you know, she said she was cool with it, so let me leave that hairbrush right there and see. You know,
but she's not.
Yeah, she's not. She's not.
Okay,
So it's the other women. Why we're not honest with girls like you is because it's the boy who cried wolf. They all say they're fine with it. But
until I'm gonna break the third wall. You want to know why women say I want you to be honest with it? You guys really want to know why?
Say it.
Women always want to reserve the right to be able to disqualify you if you don't meet certain requirements up front.
There you go.
That's why.
Yep.
The reason why women say I want you to be honest.
You're in a relationship.
It's not because she really wants you to be honest. It's because she wants to quickly assess if you are going to put her in a compromising position where her emotions can get hurt. And she doesn't want to do that. So what's she going to do if you say, well, I'm just trying to fuck? No, I'm going to go deal with another guy that can give me a little bit more emotional investment so that I can get something back for my pussy. That's what it is. Women always want to reserve the right to disqualify you quickly if you don't meet their requirements. And the thing...
Right. Especially early on in the relationship. That's obvious, right? It's very, very obvious. But again, relationships should start as friends with benefits anyway, right? Like long-term relationships. So maybe at the beginning you were the kind of guy that just sleeps around and because of her behavior you chose to be monogamous. Once you choose to be monogamous, then you're not sleeping around. But again, it's earned, right? If the girl doesn't earn it, then you can go back to not being monogamous anymore, right? Like, if she wants to get good behavior out of you, she must give continuously to get it. And if she doesn't give continuously, she doesn't get it. She gets bad behavior out of you, or, you know, if you're not going to behave in a way that convinces me to want to be in a monogamous relationship with you, then I'm not going to be. I'm going to go and sleep with other girls. And if you want to break up with me over it, wonderful. Get out.
Thing is this: women want the monopoly on manipulation. Let's keep it 1,000. Women game is manipulation. Guy game is showing status, whatever it is, and then maybe if you have some game, you can do manipulation. But most guys don't have the ability to manipulate. So women want to be able to reserve that right to have the monopoly on manipulation. But if a guy has game and he plays the same game a woman plays, aka manipulation, lies, oh, I love you, baby, it's okay, you're the only one, blah, 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 plays the same game, now the woman is fighting fire with fire. And women don't want to have women always want a decided advantage when it comes to dating and dealing with men. So that's why women want guys to be honest, so that you can quickly disqualify him and he can't run game on you just like you're running game on him. And I know that sounds horrible for me to put it out there in words.
So y'all can run game, but we can't.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that women...
It's been...
No matter what you do, no matter how high value a man you are, no matter how much you try, women will always follow their game. They will always play their game and try to get their frame and try to get their way. No matter what, they always will. Because that is women's nature. Women's nature is to test and test and test and test. They never know if you're actually the alpha male that you purported to be at the beginning of the relationship, or if you're actually a loser. They never know for sure. And because they don't know for sure, they have to test. But because they test constantly, it's constantly annoying.
Like that the whole time.
But I'm saying that...
I know, that's what I'm saying. If someone would tell me beforehand, like if I wasn't okay with it, I would go out there and do my damn thing, be out there fucking into everybody. But like, it's about respect and what you bring to the table. Like
but that's what I'm trying to say, is that most women don't want to forfeit the monopoly on the ability to manipulate and run the game. Most girls run circles around guys, not the other way around. It's rare when a guy can run circles around
Okay, here is a comment. Men are not options and utilities, ladies. You need a man, because in life you have two options: be in a home with a dedicated man, or suffer out in the streets. That's right. This is why a lot of women will tolerate cheating, because if they're getting all of the benefits, right, from a relationship, then the guy sleeping with another girl but not giving her the same benefits isn't such a big deal, right?
A woman game-wise.
Yep.
And women don't want to ever be put in that position. That's why women have a serious issue with guys that cheat and or guys that aren't honest, because it takes your ability away to make an informed decision on what you want to do with the said man.
And that's what that's why I like Fresh and Fit. I just want to say, so every episode I've watched of this podcast, you got usually high value, or at least beautiful women, talking with high value men, and they discuss these things, and people are watching this, you know, mind blown. But what you have to understand is 99% of society isn't anything that we're talking about. It's women pimping dudes.
Damn.
That's 99% of society. So Fresh and Fit brings a different kind of perspective to the conversation, because there's always high value dudes and beautiful women. That's not the way the world works. Every man you see out there buying groceries in Walmart, you know, his ugly, fat 2 out of 10 wife is at home sucking the neighbor's dick, and men get screwed over day after day.
Yeah, men lose
all the time.
Men lose
all the time.
We talk. No, that's true. That's a good point. You talk about. Everyone talks about men being bad, but you have 1% of men. You have 1% of men, maybe 2% out here who can be playboys. The majority of men are desperate to get anything they can get, and they'll do anything they can to hold on to it.
That's exactly right. The majority of men get nothing or next to nothing and have to sacrifice everything to get that next to nothing. Majority of men. And that's why I say it's time better spent becoming a superior man than chasing after these girls. Because again, you're just going to get next to nothing anyway.
There are more men who are lonely, suicidal. A woman will never truly be lonely. No matter how unattractive, how ugly your personality is, you can always get dick. There are men out here who are genuinely lonely. You don't understand the struggle of a man, because women want the best men in the world. You want the best men in the world. And as much as you will sit and say, I don't want to cheat, you know instinctively you will share the best man in the world, as opposed to have Joe Schmo. That's why these girls will go out and they'll fuck Chris Brown. They think Chris Brown's fucking loyal?
These hoes, they're loyal.
They don't care. They don't care. They're like, but he's Chris Brown. They don't. Him being loyal doesn't cross their mind. So the truth about the biology of men and women, the truth about the biology, is that for the longest period of human time, women shared top-tier males. The king had 100 wives, and the peasant men had 0. This is how we've been evolved. For the longest period of human time, women have literally evolved to look at a guy and go, you know what? That dude's worth sharing. And as much as you can deny that and say that the modern world's taught you different and you're independent, blah, 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 your biology deep down operates on that level. Otherwise, you wouldn't be chasing these sports stars. You know they're married. You know they're married. When you see a famous rapper, you know he's got chicks. You care? No, you don't care.
Drake.
This is the reality of the game. So when we talk about all these things, we make men sound bad. Tristan nailed it. The majority of men out here they can't do anything besides live a life and pray their chick doesn't just leave them for someone better.
Literally. Indeed. And actually, the sad reality of being a man is that can actually happen to you at any level, at every level. And in fact, it does happen at any level and at every level. There isn't a single man on this panel who hasn't been cheated on. That's what women are like. Because they can. So a lot of them do. And every man has experienced it. Girl cheating on them. Or not being honest. Or manipulating. That's the truth of the world.
Damn. If you're working in KFC, you're a pretty normal dude. And the problem with being a normal dude is that now you know your chick fucks normal dudes. Which means everybody's competition. So what?
If she goes to eat at KFC, you gotta be worried.
Yeah.
Because the KFC dude can get your girl.
She might go Burger King or Wendy's, and boom, you lost her, right?
It's true. That's right. This is why, again, men with higher end counts are more attractive, and women with lower end counts are more attractive. Because the more selective she is in getting a man and finding a man, the less likely she is to cheat.
So it's different at the top as a man, but this is a very, very unique experience. Yeah. And when we say things, we know that we can sometimes like grate on your chicks, etc. But you need to understand that overall, women are winning this war. You women run the world.
Yeah, you're killing us.
You run the world. Yeah. You run the world.
Run the world.
And the majority of men are just cucked out for their chick, praying for a bit of pussy once a year. So you women are running.
That's right. Exactly. Exactly right. If you as a man go on Tinder and you get 2 matches like in 3 weeks, you're doing better than most men on earth. These guys, who are the absolute top, they get matches like girls do. Less than girls do, but you know, you get the idea. 10 matches a week or something. Or maybe if you're like a sports star, 100 matches a week or something, which is, you know, equivalent to like an average girl on a dating app. So that's why I call it the Rockstar Phase, right? When girls are 18 to 23, I call it the Rockstar Phase because the average woman, when she's 18 to 23, gets the attention of the average male rock star. Most men never become a rock star. Most men never become superior apex men to experience what women experience. The average woman. I'm not saying the above average woman. Above average woman is like such a different experience from a man's experience that it's nearly impossible to understand. That's how different it is.
You women are running it. You are running it.
I say it all the time. Women are running circles around guys, which is why the popularity of this podcast has exploded, because there's no YouTube channels out there teaching teaching women how to get guys, but there's a bunch of channels out there teaching guys how to get girls, because for women, you guys play it on easy mode. Tristan, you have some?
Easy mode.
I saw you wanted to say something.
I was just saying, when we used to run our webcam studio, I know this full well, and we know how sad men are because we saw it firsthand. Keep in mind, these guys think they're talking to a girl alone in her bedroom. There's me, 4 female members of staff, and Andrew sitting behind 40 different live streams, watching every single one. And you think all these guys are saying, hey, get naked, show us your boobs, show us your tits. No, these guys are crying their eyes out. I should never have married my wife. Oh, I wish I had a beautiful woman like you. My wife won't even have sex with me anymore. I can't divorce her because I'll lose the kids. And it's therapy. I've had to, I swear on my father's grave, I've had to coach admins on talking dudes out of killing themselves or threatening suicide on webcam.
Yep.
So I've seen the dark side of the male reality.
Indeed.
And of course, it's paying people like me, and we make millions of dollars from it because we're a tiny percentage that can harness that female energy and use it for our benefit. But it destroys men out in the real world.
Yeah, in the real world, men are getting wrecked. Men are getting wrecked.
Right.
And here's the thing, and this is such a refreshing conversation because I've always said it, you know, girls don't really care about your struggles, man. They just pick the
Never
best guys.
do.
It is what it is. And we're not here to have a pity party. We're not here to do that.
Girls don't have any empathy for weak men. Zero. Women are the world. If you are a weak man, the world destroys you. Women are the world. They have zero empathy for you. If you're a loser, you get nothing. That is reality. As a man, you must perform, you must compete, you must struggle. You must not only survive, you must thrive to be successful. That is the truth. You must fight and struggle and overcome to be successful. And if you don't, no one cares. You will die alone and miserable. No one cares. That's why, as I said, it's time better spent becoming a superior man than wasting your time chasing these girls. Ultimately, even they don't care when you're superior because they just wait at the finish line anyway, right? They're, what's the word? Very Machiavellian in how they deal with relationships. Oh, you're the winner? Great. And so long as you're the winner, I'll accept you and love you. But the second you aren't anymore, see ya. On to the next. That is the truth of reality. And the only reason that some girls don't move on is because they literally can't. They're aged out of the market and they can't get a guy like you again. So they don't. But if they could, you better believe that they would. The only reason why your girl at 35 doesn't leave you is because she can't. At 35, she's not able to get you like she was when she was 22. Literally, her biology stops her from doing it. But if it didn't, she would. Because women are hypergamous. And they're ruthless in their relationship strategy. And this is why you need to be ruthless in yours. In the pursuit of yourself and your own happiness. Because no one else cares about your happiness and your success. No one. If you don't, no one does. In fact, people want you to be a loser. People want you to be weak. People want you to not struggle and fight. Because there's more of the pie for them then. Think about that.
We're just here to give you guys another perspective that you might not know and or understand or can't understand, which is fair. Like, who cares? Women don't give a fuck about losers, and it's been that way. What, Andrew? What, like 40% of men have procreated since the beginning of time?
Since the beginning of time, women have never fucked losers.
Yeah,
since the dawn of time. Since the dawn. Listen, if you were living in caveman days, what would happen is you're chilling. You're chilling with your man. Ooh, ooh, ooh. You look in the distance. You look in the distance. You say, "Ooga, is that Tate?" Ooga booga. I rock up with a club. Take your whole tribe out. Aikido, all 10 of them motherfuckers. I beat them all by myself. You become mine now. Now, you may be angry about it for about 15 minutes, but when you look around and see all them dead motherfuckers, you'd be like, you know what?
Bing bong.
He is the G.
And you,
that was easy. And you win.
And you can't hunt. And you can't hunt.
You can't live without
fish.
man.
You better hang out with the big G.
That's right. So that's how it's always been. This is why the kings and the warriors had all these women. Bing bong. And even now, you instinctively want an alpha. You talked about security. Security means that he can mess up a dude who tries to mess with you. Yep. That's it. If you saw the guy you trusted with security get his ass whooped, you wouldn't say with him. I'm leaving. Yeah,
I'm leaving.
This is embarrassing. This is human nature. So this goes all the way back. This is a perfect circle back to the very beginning of this podcast when I said, if you want a man who has everything, you have to accept there's probably going to be a degree of infidelity. I'm not saying he should treat you like shit. I'm not saying you shouldn't be number one. I'm not saying you shouldn't be special. I'm not saying he should take the piss and go too far. But if you want a man with every single quality, it's in his biology to a degree to not be loyal to you, because men of that caliber have never been loyal since the dawn of human fucking time.
Bam.
Exactly right. I could not have said it better than myself. Well done, Tate. Okay. Reddit post from Relationship Advice posted a day ago. Girlfriend asked me a hypothetical about spending money and it's raised red flags for me. By the way, the girl's older than the guy by a year, which is already a red flag. So I've been with my girlfriend for a year and a half now. The other day we were playing Stardew Valley and everything was going good. We share money in the game and she randomly asked me, what would you do if I spent all our money right now? Being just a game, I said, go right ahead. And she asked, well, what would you do if that was in real life? I asked her to expand on that and she phrased the question like this. She said, if we're married, what would you do if I spent all our money down to $0 on something for the both of us without consulting you first? I was honest and I told her I'd probably divorce her, to which she was shocked. She asked if I'd even talk to her about it or even try to reason with her first, and I told her if she'd make a massive decision on something that would affect both of us like that, that's not someone I'd like to be with. She obviously didn't like the answer and it's kind of been left how it is. Obviously this was hypothetical, but it's honestly kind of raising red flags for me. We don't share any accounts right now, but we have different views on how we see finances. I want to bring it up to her again, but I could use some advice on how to go about that, or what else I could do to dive into it, because it honestly kind of worries me. It's the principle of my money is my money and your money is our money, right? This is why you keep separate accounts, so that she can't just spend all your money. Like, the man should control the finances in the relationship and make the big decisions. All right, top comment. This is stupid and she's too old to be playing these childish games. If she's mad, let her be mad and tell her you're ready to have an adult conversation when she's ready. If you two are married and she made a unilateral decision to spend all your money on anything without consulting you, that's a major issue. I don't know if it's a divorce, but I would certainly have complete separate finances after that. Being married takes maturity and there's nothing mature about blowing all the money, no matter what it's for. There you go. And we're going to end the video there. Hit the sub, hit all for notifications, go to my Patreon and subscribe, patreon.com/theheliosblog. Drop me a donation, like Hunter M, Adrian or Tom M. Just click more under the video, links are all there. Buy my books at bit.ly/heliosbooks. Thank you so much for listening to the end, I really appreciate it. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time.